Hi everyone. Thank you for joining my channel once again. I was blown away from my last tutorial by the overwhelming amount of support I received. The followers, the subscribers, the comments, so kind. Thank you so much. I was overwhelmed. Gratitude unexpressible. So thank you so much. Now for my first design here, I'm doing a tray that I can use all year, but this is going to be used right now for Christmas, of course. So I'm using tumbling blocks. I'm putting 3 side by side using wood glue. And then I'm going to put those together by doing uh, one set straight up and then the other set side. So it's going to be straight up and then side, straight up and side. And so now I'm figuring out the length by using these 3 vases that are going to be in the center of the tray. So I believe that should be perfect. Yes. So I'll move those back and now I'll do my second row and then start on my third row, and 3 rows should be plenty. And I'm going to do a double layer. So it's going to be a 2-layered tray. So I got 2 layers of those sets. And now I'm doing my sides. Now this design here I got from Unicorn Dust Designs. I saw her do planters with with these sides, and I fell in love with them. So I decided to use these for my tray. So here I am. I finished one side and I'm working on the second side. And all I'm doing is putting it on, turning it over, making sure it's even, turning it over each time to get that layered effect that she did. And I fell in love with that when she did that on her planters. So I decided to do my tray this way. And it takes just a little time, but I was able to get this done outside the drying time within a couple of hours. It's the drying time that took the longest. Made it take, much longer than it should. So here I'm working on my shorter sides now. And I'm putting those together the same way. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my wood glue and put my sides on. And my other side. And of course I would have to wait a few minutes to let it adhere. And I did add a little bit of hot glue, not much. And so here the whole thing is put together. And I love the way this turned out. And of course I had to give it 8 hours or more to dry. But it's not completely cured, but it will cure after a day or two. Could be completely cured. So now I'm going to add these little wood rounds that I received from the church. They had a box of wood pieces and they knew I crafted, so they gave these to me, and boy was my heart overjoyed. I was so grateful. I'm grateful, and trust me when I tell you this, so grateful when people think of me, because it just makes me feel like, I'm special, although I don't really feel special, but it does make me feel that way. And I was overjoyed. I was so overjoyed. I got home and went through that box and just had all kinds of ideas in my head. So here I am finishing up the piece now, and I'm going ahead designing it or decorating it. So of course for the Christmas season I'm going to be decorating it now, but then I'll take all that out, and when spring gets here I'll work on spring and fall. Summer. This can be used all year long, and those are the kind of pieces I love to make. I do make other pieces, but I love making pieces I can use all year long. So here I'm just going to go ahead and add some berries. These are old berries. I've had these for years and years. I use them over and over again. The pine cones, the same. No, I received, actually, these are old pine cones, but I received a huge trash bag load of pine cones from one of the church members. So I did appreciate that more than you know. He was so kind to give me those. So, and here it is finished for the Christmas holiday at least, and this is what it looks like. So for my next design, I'm doing another blooming outside the box. Now, those who follow me on my last tutorial know that I received a trunk load of frames for $3. So I'm going to do another blooming outside the box, but I'm going to make this rose color. So I'm adding my red, adding a bit of black mica powder, and this is all acrylic paint to my pink. I had this pink, and I don't use pink much, but I had this pink that I was using, and so I'm adding, making a rose color, and so I'm coloring this rose, and I'm going to have to give this more than one coat, and I end up giving it 3 coats of paint. So this is what it looks like after 3 coats of paint. And I do like it flat. I do not add anything. I love it flat. Gives it more rustic look. And so now I'm cutting my floral wires 4, 6, 8, and 10. And I'm going to make my bouquet. And I did dye these flowers in a rose mica powder using my vinegar and mica powder in a spray bottle. And I dyed these ahead, so... And I'd add a bunch of them for other things I'll be using them for. Now I'm putting them together the same way I did in my last tutorial, just adding some hot glue so that the wires and all will adhere. And now I'm going ahead and wrapping my bouquet using my floral tape. And I'm going to add it on the same way I did in my last tutorial, just using some hot glue to adhere that. And this is easily removable. Hot glue will not be permanent on this wood finish, so you can pull it off if you want to make a change. It'd be easy enough to do. And I'm just adding my florals until I get the desired look I'm going for here. And this is going to be for the holiday, but you can use this for spring. This can be used for summer. So this is just not a Christmas piece. And that's my goal this year, is to do pieces that I can continue to use beyond the Christmas holiday. I'm just adding my florals. Going to add some more florals without the wire and the greenery to cover up that stem. Now, a lot of the pieces I make, I do keep for myself, but most of the pieces that I make, I end up giving away. Eventually, if I don't give them away right away, I'll give them away eventually. Now, this piece I'll probably keep just for a short time, but I'll probably eventually give it away as well. I've been taking a lot of pieces that I've done in the past, or a lot of pieces that I wasn't overly pleased with. I've been taking those pieces to my Bible group. Now, as you can see, I'm adding pearls instead of doing a clay mold. I'm adding pearls to the sides this time, and just the top, not the bottom. And now I'm going to paint those pearls in that rose color. And it's going to need 2 coats. So after giving it 2 coats, this is what I end up with, the completed piece. I do like it. I probably would have liked the clay mold better, but I wanted to do something a little different. So this is my blooming outside the box. I'll hang this one instead of sitting it on a easel. So for my next design, I decided I wanted to do a Christmas tree, and I wanted to do something rustic. So I'm going to put 3 of these tumbling blocks together, side by side. And I need a total of 24 of these uh, 3 tumbling block squares. I'm sorry, not, yes, 24, I think, 24. 3, 6, 9. 9 has four, it's 36. No, I'm sorry, I need a total of 72. 72. So now I'm putting them together. I think I said that wrong. 3, 6, 9, 3, 3 times 4 is 12. So I need a total of 24. I was right the first time. Please accept my apology. I was right the first time. I need a total of 24 because I'm going to be doing 2 sets of the trees. So now I'm putting together in this L or V form. I guess I should say V form. It looks more like a V than an L. So now I'm going to put this together in my tree form. Now I'm put 2 together, and I'm going to add 1 extra block so I can give it a little bit of length so it can look more like a tree. And then on the 3rd set, I'm going to put 2 extra blocks. And then on the 4th V, when I put that in, I'm going to put also 2 extra blocks. And I'm going to do 2 sets. As you can see, I'm doing 2 sets because you'll see why in a second here. Now I'm taking this tube roll that came from my plastic wrap that I purchased from Costco. It's heavy duty, as you can see, very heavy duty. So I'm adding hot glue to what I'm going to consider the top. And then I'm going to add that to one of my tree forms here. Then I'm adding glue to the other side. And another stick in here. Make sure I put plenty of glue. And then I'm going to add my second tree form to the other side. And this is what it looks like so far. Now, of course, I'm going to paint this. And since I'm doing predominantly a white Christmas this year, I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum flat white paint. Now I'm adding my sprayer because I love this thing. This thing is awesome. I don't spray paint all the time, so I don't need to buy a spray painter. But I use that, and it just so amazing. You use so much less paint. And so now this is what it looks like after I painted it. And now I'm going to add my lights. Of course, I'm adding string lights to my tree. And so I'm putting the lights in the crevices to start. And then I'm just going to bunch them up in there and make sure that when I add my florals, I'm adding florals to the sides. I don't want to cover up the lights, just the wire. So I keep the lights away from the hot glue. Just make sure that when I put that on, I'm just putting it on the wires and not the actual lights. So now the reason I put the tube in is because I wanted, like I said, to do something a little different. So I'm adding some florals to that middle, turning into like a vase type Christmas tree. And so now I'm using my soldering gun to put a hole in my pine cones. The hole doesn't need to be too deep, just deep enough to be able to put my stems in so that it'll hold. They'll hold. It takes a second. No, I should say a few seconds. You gotta be very careful with a soldering gun because that is extremely hot, and you do not want to burn yourself on one of those. It will cause very severe burns. So here I'm adding hot glue to the piece, and there we go. After it dries, there's my pine cones on my stems, along with my florals. Baby's breath. I didn't want to put any florals in it. I just wanted to be pretty simple because I want to keep it rustic. I was going to add some elegance, but I thought just rustic would do for this piece. And so this is the way it turned out. And for my next design, and my last design, I'm just taking this. Now, these I got from auction, and when of course, it came with a lot of pieces. And so these are actually stocking holders. And they're made of course, heavy duty metal. I believe bronze is what these are. And a goldish color. But anyway, I took them apart. That actually goes on top. It's like it's like a present thing on top. And I took all that apart and opened up that middle so that I can have a sleigh that was open, and decided I wanted to put my own design on there. So I took all that off, and there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and decorate this. These are pieces that I've had for a long time. And I just keep reusing them. They came off an old centerpiece that I had purchased, again, at auction. So these are vintage pieces, pretty much, because the piece I had was a vintage piece. So here I am, just deciding how to decorate. And I'm going to add just a little bit of ribbon around this sleigh. And I'm cutting off some, but I don't want to put it all the way around the sleigh. So I'm going to take all these pieces out and just put it right on the back of the sleigh, and then I'll go ahead and just cut some more of this off and just put it on the back and have it run inside a little bit. So I'll use a little bit of hot glue to adhere it there, and then a little hot glue to adhere it on the inside, on both sides. And then I'll put my foam back in. Now this foam came in with packaging. I saved all foam that comes with the packaging because I reuse it for different things. And so now I'm adding my pieces back in, adding some acorns to fill in to cover up the foam. And then I'll just go ahead and add my pieces back in. And this is a really simple design. Add a little bit of gold here. Another acorn or two. And that's all done. Got my little mini sleigh. So here's the finished piece. Thank you to all my subscribers, all my viewers, to all those who left comments and were so kind. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for joining my channel. I will see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.